All right, I'm recording.
You got your drink? I got my drink. All right, cool. Okay, we are live. Welcome back to the Millennial Gentleman Podcast. This is episode 2 with co-host Carrie Martell and Tremaine Hayho. Today we have a special guest. His name is the Professor.
Ooh.
That's his real name.
What are you the professor of?
He is a professor of a lot of things. And a lot of things we're going to find out about. Keep it mysterious.
So the professor is, much like Tremaine and myself, work in the entertainment industry, but he's got some cred that he wants to protect. Doesn't want people to know that he's associated with such a crude podcast as this. So he's not going to use his real name.
Certainly not these two assholes.
You're right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be associated with us either, Gary.
It's a fair point.
But hey, here I am.
There's a reason why nobody associates us with us, but we had to pull this guy in. But no,
the unassociated press.
Well, it makes sense, if you talk about some of the stuff that we talk about, our values are pretty, I think, fairly moderate, maybe lean a little bit conservative, but mostly moderate. You'll get
socially degraded.
Yeah, you'll get completely ostracized by a lot of people that are just like super, super radical left. They've gone so far to the left, they're coming around to the right side of things in the extremism. So it's
that's actually kind of funny. That is true too. Especially about the fascist thing.
Yeah,
I think they're figuring out that being fascist is actually what they've actually been doing.
I don't think they've realized that yet.
I think they're almost there. They're coming around. People are coming around. But whatever. We don't have to talk about that. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
That's right. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Let's first talk about our drinks, okay? Because I want to do this thing where we always talk about what are we drinking tonight, just so that we can, maybe we're sharing recipes or new brews or something with people. So I am drinking a Pyramid Apricot Ale. It's very fancy from one of these breweries, I think here in Oregon. I think that says Oregon there. And it's basically
Pyramid Brewing Company is actually
they've been around for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys know them. Good. Great. So yeah, I'm drinking this. It's a fruit beer, but it actually tastes pretty good. It's kind of like a tingy blonde. So.
Okay. Nice. Now,
how about yourselves,
Professor? What is the professor drinking?
I'm a big beer fan, and one of the things that is my regulars, which I'm on tonight, is the Lagunitas Little Something Something Ale.
Okay.
Lagunitas is one of the prides of Northern California, out of Petaluma, in fact. Started off as a small brewery, and now they're very, very big. This is one of my favorite brews.
Wow.
Easy to drink, but packs enough punch to where it's not, you don't have to drink 20 of them to feel a buzz, but also it has some flavor. So very, very good all-around beer.
Sounds refreshing.
And how about you, Trey?
Well, so I'm glad we got the name drink, and we got a little bit of history, guys. A little bit of history. Today I have a Jack and Coke. We're celebrating the Friends portion of my birthday, which means I can drink a little bit more, without it being weird. So
when you can't get hammed around your family.
You're right, yeah. I mean, I can, but no, I'm not.
It's awkward when you get on the tables with your pants down, right?
You're right. Yeah, exactly. So I got a little Jack and Coke going. There's a Jameson shortage. This just in, guys.
Oh, really?
Newsflash.
Yeah.
So it is not Tremaine's birthday, but we're celebrating it. And I told him, I'll get you a bottle of alcohol since we're celebrating tonight. What do you like? And unfortunately, he likes Jack Daniels. He knows that I don't like this, so he was like, all right, we'll get some Jameson or whatever you like. I was at the store today.
I love Jameson too, though, actually, because I was thinking, because Jameson's more expensive, so that's where I was thinking, like, hey, JD. But then I forgot. As soon as I said JD, I realized he fucking hates JD, so.
It's whiskey, I'll drink it. But I get to the store thinking, all right, I'll buy some Jameson instead. No Jameson at the store.
Wow.
Only like the aged stuff in the locked cabinet. They didn't
Which
have
store did you go to, by the way?
It was a Safeway.
You went to Safeway?
Yeah.
You went to that Safeway right up the street?
The other one.
Oh, okay.
But
Carmichael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But still,
wow,
it's a big grocery chain,
it's
right?
a huge grocery chain.
And Jameson is a very big brand.
Jameson? Did you ask them?
No. Why would I ask?
You didn't even... Okay, no. So you don't even know what they didn't have in Jameson.
They had a package of they had the package of 10 single shots, like individual glass shots, right? Like,
Wow.
Like the bums by liquor stores, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we buy them.
But they didn't have just a bottle of Jameson.
Huh.
Wow.
I wonder what is there a bunch of other stuff that's being short as well in the grocery stores? I've heard that it's not doing so well there in California with the fulfillment because of the price of fuel going up.
He went to get egg noodles the other day too.
Just a few days ago, in fact, I went to a different location of Safeway, and they had no egg noodles, right? You know, just regular ass egg noodles, or even like the knockoff ones or anything like that. They had no style of egg noodle in the entire store.
Wow.
And this is a big grocery chain. I mean, this is
Huge grocery chain.
huge grocery chain.
I mean, one of the biggest, I think, in fact. And you know, it's just, I guess, really shocking because it's not like we're panic buying anymore, right? With the toilet paper like we did a long time ago. Why is shit running out? Like, can anyone answer that question?
Oh, I think it's the price of. I think the price of fuel is what's doing it this time, right? Like, the price of fuel keeps increasing like every week, and I read this article. Bank of America like put out a warning about how the price of fuel was really impacting the economy, and they're expecting a crash. So that's what it probably is. And you know, just be honest here. This is the Biden administration. They made some bad choices with the fuel, you know, with supporting some of the native drilling here, and they shut down some stuff, and it's making our fuel prices just skyrocket through the roof because we're getting really dependent upon importation of oil again. And they want to push through this Green Deal stuff, but we're not. We're probably 20 years too early to switch over to these green energy technologies and away from oil. We still got to run on oil, and they're just not accepting that. They're allowing their ideology to dictate the policies instead of being pragmatic.
Well, I don't disagree with anything that you said, but when I asked the question, I full well knew the answer.
Fair enough, Professor.
None of that is incorrect because you're right. Prices going up in fuel obviously impacts a lot of different markets. But let's look at the last huge gas spike back in the early 2000s or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a shortage of goods on the shelf back then, right?
Right.
Transporting costs went up, but companies still made it. When the real answer is that there's a labor shortage, which there really isn't. There's just a shortage of people working.
That's a fair point too.
Because that is, again, driving up costs in an even bigger way in all the other markets. And it's so unfortunate that people are accepting of it. Because, again, if it's not panic buying and it's really not the money constrictions of getting a product on the shelf, it's literally the labor of putting that product on the shelf. And that's, to me, a huge disgrace. We are America. We've always worked our asses off.
We are America.
We've gotten to where we are, at least up until, I guess, maybe about 6 months ago when we started giving away the farm.
We started giving away the farm, and we started doing things.
You know, we all of a sudden incentivize people to not go to work and not, you know,
but Biden cut all that shit off, actually.
Participate. This is the funny thing, is that it's a socialist mentality where, if everyone chips in, then everybody gets some. Well, this is already what's happening without the socialist structure of that money coming back. People are not contributing.
Right. Yeah.
And we're feeling the effects of that.
Right. That's true. That's actually very true.
Yeah, I think that the Biden administration is cutting off benefits, or has already. I haven't honestly been paying so much attention to the national news the past few weeks because I've been focusing on the local news I've been doing here in Manhoe County.
2 months now.
Yeah, so he's cut it off. But I know at the state level, there's still, you know, different states have their own welfare programs that they have and are given to people that were... Are we going to be talking
about welfare programs on this podcast?
I mean, it's all...
It was my birthday 2 days ago, guys.
Any time that you're given government subsistence to people, it's a form of welfare. So.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey.
And I'm not saying welfare is inherently bad. I'm just pointing out that it is a form of welfare, right? Subsidized is...
Government assistance is not bad. The problem is that the monitoring and oversight of the whole thing is entirely lacking, which
it's
allows
administration.
People to take advantage of the situation.
Right. Its administration has some incompetence to it.
Well, it might cost a little bit more money to make sure our money goes where it goes, but that's not the mentality, right?
Right.
They'd rather hire less people and just hand out, at least in our state, which is California. That's the overall mentality.
But that's just not sustainable, though. You can't have only the people that are producing the goods that you want to be paying the taxes. That's
this is why Tesla said, "I'm getting out," and they did. They're out. If Google left California, which they never will, imagine the obligation they try to pass off on everybody else as far as that tax burden. It'd be insurmountable. They couldn't do it.
Agree 100%. California has passed some really weird laws. They passed that law about trying to ensure that, certain size companies have to have a certain ethnic and gender ratio to their boards. It got a bunch of companies out of California. They added a bunch.
This is a really boring conversation, guys.
I don't know. I think it's.
Well, you bring up a topic. So really, let's talk about something else then. What do you want to bring up?
So the other night I watched
what's the best nipple to boob ratio?
So I watched the new James Bond the other night on my birthday night.
Okay. How was that?
Have you guys seen? Have either of you guys seen the new James Bond?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude!
The only movie I'm gonna go see is the Ghostbusters movie.
I have not seen it. It's really good, man. I loved it. It was incredible.
A lot of people were saying it was gonna be super woke.
No, there was. So this is what happened. This is what happened with this. Is people are saying. Because there's a black character, they're like, oh, the next 007 is a black woman, right? They're like, oh, it's a woman.
It would have to be like 009 or...
They're trying to be woke. No, 007, and she is 007 in this movie, right? So she is 007 in the movie. So,
but Bond isn't?
In the movie, James Bond at the beginning, this is very early, this is not really spoilers. This isn't spoilers, okay? So James Bond, the very beginning... has one of his last missions, and then he retires, and he's on an island, right? It's like the first, 20 minutes of the movie, right? So they think that he's dead, and they go to 5 years later. There actually is a really epic opening scene. The opening scene is probably the most epic James Bond opening scene in film history.
This is a pretty good one.
This is a really fucking good one. This one's incredible. This one got me out of my seats, cheering, standing. I was so hyped.
I watched Casino Royale recently.
Oh, you did?
That opening scene is pretty great.
I need to rewatch that.
I
loved it when it came out. But yeah, so this one, so he's gone. So they're like, but then he comes back, right? He gets lured in for one last job, right? One last hurrah.
Every time I think I'm
every time. Yeah. So he's back on the job, and then they go. He goes, well, we thought you were dead, or you were retired, or you died, and they're like, well, you've been replaced because. We only have so many numbers, so it's here's 007.
It goes up to 9. You gotta go to
and that's what he said. And that's actually what he said. It's because we only have it only goes up to 9. There's only so many numbers. And she says that too. I was reassigned.
They ran out of numbers.
So she's a spy that's been reassigned. So that it works. So that character, yes, she's a black female. Okay, cool. She plays the character well, and that's her character. And then when he came back, I was like, well, what about 007? And Emma's like. Who's played by Ray Fiennes, a.k.a. Voldemort, Lord Voldemort.
Oh, it's not Dame Judi Dench anymore?
No, she died. If you didn't pay attention,
she's dead?
She died in the last movie. No, she's still alive, but she died in the last movie.
I might not have seen the most recent one. Which one was that?
Quantum Solace.
I might not have seen that yet.
It was forgettable, to be honest. I forgot all of it as I saw it. But
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler, guys. But no, for this one, though, and he goes back, he's like, well, reassigned. And then, later on, she goes, permission for 007 to be reassigned to James Bond. And they say that. So it was an homage. So there was all this hubbub over nothing. Over nothing. It was not a super woke thing. They paid homage to Bond, all the original classic Bonds. It had it all. I personally love it. As a James Bond fan, I personally love James Bond. Mm-hmm. Had a blast at this movie theater. It was incredible. So
okay, I'm glad that you really enjoyed the movie. I'm glad that it wasn't what everybody feared it was. But I read Amy Pascal's emails that were leaked from Sony Studios back when she was the co-host, which is the origin of the fear about what they were doing with the Bond franchise. And as I recall, she very much was pushing we need to have a black James Bond and things of that nature. So that's the origin of that. And what it probably is that because of the backlash from people being upset at all this woke stuff and the rebranding and everything, maybe they made a much better script. That could be what it is. But I distinctly remember Amy Pascal as the source.
No, I think this was it seemed to be a pretty unique vision and pretty clear. It didn't seem to be chopped up.
That's great.
It's set up to where the girl is the new 007.
It is a little weird that they say that we ran out of numbers and that's the justification because you don't run out of numbers, right? The Social Security.
Well, no, you can't be 0010. That doesn't make sense.
No, yeah.
Well, but you don't have to limit yourself just to two
no,
zeros.
That's your organization, Carrie. If you pay attention to the James Bond folklore,
they're all 00.
They're all double O's.
Yeah.
They're double O. If you're a double O, you're in
but
the
they could.
That's the whole point.
They could change it.
There's only 9 of them.
They could change
There's
it.
only 9 of them. Right? But we don't ever hear about 001 or 002.
Well, no.
What about 0011? How about 0011 or 0031? You know?
Oh, that's right.
0031, 0099, 99. Come on,
But that's not a 4-number structure.
No,
that's not a 4-number
you can't do
structure.
0099.
Why not?
5-number structure.
You could do that.
No, it's a 3-number structure. No, not.
It's a
4,
secret
not 5.
agency.
3.
No one's gonna
3
know this
numbers.
crap anyway.
3 numbers, Carrie. 00 and 9 is the highest.
All right. I'm just making the
I don't
point.
know if there's a 006.
It just seems a bit silly.
Sean Bean was 006.
Right, Sean Bean was 006, I believe, and I think he died.
And Pierce Brosnan, well, he dies in everything.
He does. That's what I'm saying.
Pierce Brosnan was the worst Bond ever. Can we all agree on that?
No, Pierce Brosnan was amazing.
He was the worst.
No, he was the best, but he's number 3.
Daniel Craig was the best.
I agree. And no, actually, I disagree. Sean Connery's the best.
No,
Sean Connery is the best. Sean Connery is the best.
Sean Connery, number 1.
I don't think GoldenEye was a good movie. Okay, GoldenEye kicked off.
Barry, what are you muttering about?
Okay,
what do you?
I agree. Sean Connery is the best. The first Pierce Brosnan GoldenEye was a good movie. Okay, it brought back the franchise that was basically
GoldenEye was incredible.
It brought it back to the forefront.
And Pierce Brosnan is a pussy.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Pussy. How is he pussy?
Have you seen those movies?
Yes. He's not a pussy.
He was in that ABBA movie. He's a pussy.
Yeah, okay, he's a pussy for that, but not because of the Bond movies. The Bond movies
Has Daniel Craig been in a fucking ABBA movie?
No, but wait till 20 years from now. 20 years outside of being James Bond.
Would Sean Connery be in a fucking ABBA movie?
What? Okay, hold on. So the professor over here
sucks.
So the professor over here justifies him being a shitty James Bond because 20 years after he was James Bond, he was in Mamma Mia.
That has nothing to do with the movie. He's an actor. He's an actor.
It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it.
How can you judge it? You gotta judge.
Second to Sean Connery and say, "Hey, we want you to be the lead male in an ABBA movie."
Fuck that movie.
Exactly.
You're judging the actor based upon his work opportunities 20 years after the film.
You just said he was a good Bond. He went back on his word.
No, I don't.
You said he was the worst Bond ever. Now you just said he was a good Bond.
No.
All right, guys. We're devolving very quickly.
Sean Connery was a bad
As you can see, we have very passionate feelings.
No, he wasn't the worst. Roger
All right,
Dalton was the worst.
come on, guys. Let's get back. Let's get back to Earth. Hey, come on, guys. Come on. Hey.
We're having conversations.
I know, but you guys are just you're talking over each other.
All I can hear is Tremaine.
You're talking over each other. Nobody can understand what you're saying. You got to dial it. You guys are at an 11, which is awesome, but let's dial it back to an 8.
Do you have any idea how important I am?
Dial it back to an 8.
The professor is.
We got to dial it back to an 8 for the viewers because they can't understand what you're saying because you're talking over each other.
They can't understand because you're talking over us.
Because I'm trying to get you guys to calm down.
We're both yelling.
No, right. You are yelling.
This is content.
Okay, so let's just go around. Everybody's got their own voice
time.
One
at a time, Carrie. Please don't talk over people, Carrie.
No, we're talking to you, Trey.
talking to Kerry Martell.
We're talking to him. I'm talking at you right now.
Okay, I'm talking at you. Right now. And at Kerry Martell.
What are our all top 3 bonds, and then we can have that discussion.
Okay.
Oh, no. Let's start with Kerry because.
Okay, Mr. Martell.
So
last 3 minutes.
What are the last 3 minutes?
So I really only have top 2. I think it's definitely Sean Connery and was it Daniel Craig? So
yeah.
The other ones are okay, but they're not like
who's number 3?
They're not movies I could just rewatch whenever. So
who's number 3?
I don't have a third.
You have to have 3.
I don't have to have 3.
Hold on. You have to default then to Roger Moore because he's done the most.
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Pierce Brosnan is number 3. Pierce Brosnan is the worst.
Some of the later ones I really can't watch. It's fair enough, but I don't. That's not because of him. I think it's because the scripts are just bad. GoldenEye was a good movie, but it's not a great James Bond movie.
Carrie.
What?
So let's talk about the other James Bond. We had Timothy Dalton.
No. He gave his top 3. You give yours. Now I give mine. And then we have.
For the full podcast, let's talk about all the James Bonds.
You've never been a part of a board of any sort. I can tell.
Let's talk about the full. So the audience knows all of the James Bonds because we only listed 3. Let's talk about every single James Bond that there's been James Bond, so we can fucking rank them. This is what we're doing. So you can't even name them, right?
I can name most of them, I'm sure, but there might be 1 or 2 that I don't remember.
Exactly. There's only been 5 or 6. So. Roger Dalton was the other one.
Timothy Dalton.
Whatever. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
Did the most. He's the most recognizable.
You said Timothy Dalton. You just said Timothy Dalton did it.
No, I like Timothy Dalton, but Roger Moore did the most Bond movies.
Okay, but before that, you said that Roger Dalton did the most. You did say that. It's okay.
It might have been a mistake, but
it's
okay.
It's a mistake. People make a mistake. So there's Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, and there's one. I feel like there's one random ass one. Is somewhere who did like
Timothy Dalton is the random one.
Okay. Anyway, Sean Connery number 1, number 2, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh my God.
Number 3, Daniel Craig. I said what I said. When it comes to movies, though, actual movies, number 1, Daniel Craig. Number 1. Number 2, Pierce Brosnan.
No, dude.
And number 3, Sean Connery. GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies. I love these movies.
I am so disappointed in you.
GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies.
I can't even remember the plot of Tomorrow Never Dies.
Die Another Day.
Exactly.
Die Another Day was absolutely horrible.
He fought an Asian guy in an Aston Martin on an ice field. Like that was badass. That was Tomorrow Never Dies. That was the last.
I can't even remember the movie. It was. I remember watching. I was like, "This is not great."
GoldenEye with the computer hacker guy with the.
Is it the one where like he falls through a floor on some boat or something and pretends that he's dying? Like I can't. Like they had some really bad movies with Pierce Brosnan. GoldenEye was a good movie, but it wasn't.
All the Pierce Brosnan ones were bad.
We were talking about Bond as the character, as the actor. That's what I was saying. So that's why number 2, Brosnan. Number 3, Daniel Craig. Number 1, Daniel Craig for all the movies. The movies, Daniel Craig are second. Like, dude, this latest Bond movie is the best Bond movie ever. It's the best Bond movie ever.
All right, but you also said episode 3 of the new Star Wars movies was really good, and I should go watch it. When I was like totally, I didn't want to watch it at all. You and Eric.
Episode 3 is the best of the 3.
You and Eric. Star Wars fan.
You and Eric were like, "You gotta watch it, Carrie. You're gonna regret not watching it in the theaters." And I was like, "I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I already read the script."
Carrie,
it was better than 2. I'll give you.
No, Carrie, you're
second one.
Carrie, you're talking about episode 9. You're not talking about episode 3. You're talking about
episode 3 of the new series.
That's its only prop.
Well, it didn't take much to be better than 8. It
I
was
agree.
horrible. Yeah, we all agree the new fucking Star Wars is a shit. We all agree on that. I'm talking about the first 3, episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Return of the Jedi.
No. That's 4, 5, and 6. Return of the Jedi is 6.
Okay, reiterate. 9 is the one that I'm talking
Empire
about,
Strikes Back,
which is the
5,
3rd of the new Star Wars movies.
4. Who's the real Star Wars?
You're talking about
because you and Eric dragged me to watch Solo.
Episode 3.
Yeah,
that was not very good.
It was the best of the first 3. Of the new?
No, it's not.
The new prequels?
The Force Awakens is the best of the 3.
They called that Return of the Sith, right?
Yeah, no. It's Skywalker or something.
No, that's 9.
No, we're talking
Yeah.
about episode 3. We're not talking about episode 9. We're talking about episode 3.
Okay.
That came out like 20 years
The
ago.
prequels are not amazing, but they're still distinctly Star Wars.
My point is episode 3 is the best of the prequels.
No, it isn't. Number 2 is.
Number 2? Number 2 is the worst one.
Clone Wars is better.
I agree with. Actually, I would agree with that assessment.
Number 2 is the.
I would agree.
Worst
Number 2 is the best of the prequels.
Yeah.
I'd actually agree with that.
What? You guys are smoking crap.
No.
We're actual Star Wars fans.
No, you're not. I'm an actual Star Wars fan.
No, you're not.
Episode 1 is amazing. Number 2 sucks.
1 is amazing.
Number 2, you have Anakin
best part
Skywalker.
about 1 is that it didn't have Hayden Christensen in it. That's the only.
What's episode 2 in it? Which is the one you love?
He's actually a pretty good actor now.
A better movie, but
He goes, I hate sand. I hate sand.
He didn't write that though. He didn't write the lines.
Not
Okay.
just the women, but the children too.
yeah.
Yes, that's your favorite one.
No, he's the worst actor ever.
I know.
But that
That's why
movie was better.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
That
it
episode
was.
1 had fucking Darth Maul.
No,
Episode 1 had Darth Maul.
Who died immediately?
Pod
And
racing.
that's it.
Until he was retconned.
Pod racing and Darth Maul. That's it.
That's all you need.
That's 15 minutes.
That's way better than anything that happens in episode 2. What happens in fucking
That's
Call
true.
of
The
Duty?
whole Clone Wars.
Plus.
Boba Fett died. No, yeah, Jango Fett dies, which
Right.
makes Boba Fett in that whole character arc.
That's bullshit.
Mace
That's
Windu.
fucking bullshit.
Mace
And
Windu.
you know it.
The Emperor
Episode
becomes
2
the Emperor to
sucks.
find out that he's back.
Episode
Come
2
on.
sucks. No one agrees with you.
Yes, they
There's
do.
zero people that agree with you.
I agree with him actually.
And he's a nobody compared to me. Do you know who I am? This is what it is.
Trent, you're not only outnumbered here, you're also
Episode 3 is the best of the prequels. In terms of movies, episode 3 was darker and amazing.
I was super disappointed with episode.
It's a
That's-
great song.
It was a great song.
Episode
An
1 is my
okay
favorite.
fight
Episode
scene,
1 is my
but
favorite. Episode 3 is the best. Stop talking.
they turned Darth Vader into a wuss.
Gary, can you
No.
Yeah.
Padme.
Gary, I apologize for Tremaine yelling over this whole thing.
Gary keeps talking over me. Gary, stop talking for 2 seconds, okay? Please. Can you stop talking for 2 seconds?
Okay, go on. Okay, go on.
So, episode 1 is my favorite of the prequels. Episode 2 is easily the worst movie, probably, of human history. Episode 3 is the best of the prequels in terms of film.
You're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion's wrong, but
episode 2 is one step above Return of the Jedi, which
You know, a lot of
not Return of the Jedi. Sorry.
justify their behavior.
What was it? The Last Jedi. What was the Rian Johnson film that you love?
what? Nobody likes that.
The professor loved it. The professor loved it. He loved that movie.
Which movie?
Just like he loved episode 2. He loved The Last Jedi.
The best of all 9 is, in my opinion,
The Last Jedi?
No, 6, Return of the Jedi.
That's what I think, too.
But you were just talking
You
about
idiot.
3.
We're talking about the prequels in just the 3
I'm not
movies.
talking about the prequel. 6 is not a prequel, jackass.
I'm not talking about 6 as a prequel.
I just did.
And I said I agree with you. You idiot.
I actually think the first one's the best
I
one.
didn't even get to have a chance to name my top 3 Bonds.
Yeah, well, we're getting to you. I was number 2. You're number 3.
We're not getting to me.
We're getting you.
But that's okay. That's okay. I'm a guest.
No,
You guys are co-hosts.
We're getting you right now. What are the professor's himself, the godly opinion?
It's not godly. It's just usually correct.
Okay, so it's godly.
Are we talking about Bonds or Star Wars still? Because
We're talking about bonds. We're talking about bonds. We're not talking about stocks.
We already talked about the bonds. Let's move on to another subject
No,
that's
he
less.
hasn't talked about bonds yet.
He already talked about.
I don't need to. I don't need to.
I want to know. What are your top 3 bonds? Who's number 1? Timothy Dalton?
No. And it's Roger Dalton.
Exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
No. I honestly think number 1 is Daniel Craig. I think he's earned that.
Okay.
I do
That's
think
fair.
Daniel Craig earned that.
That's fair.
I'll get another
Number
beer.
2 has to be Roger Moore just because he is the quintessential Bond. He did all those fucking movies in the 70s and 80s. He is what most people know as Bond on the screen, right? That's
Okay.
Roger Moore.
Let me ask you this. What's your favorite Roger Moore Bond film? Goldfinger?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good movie.
Surprised you're able to name
Goldfinger's a
one.
pretty good movie.
Moonraker?
Okay.
And there's a ton, dude, from Russia with Love. What? Or no, that was Connery.
Yeah, that's Connery.
No, dude.
Which is a way better movie than both those movies.
No.
Connery's the best Bond.
Goldfinger's great, dude. With Oddjob, with his hat. Come on. Goldfinger's awesome.
It is iconic, yeah.
Dude. Connery's the best Bond, dude.
He's not. I'll give Connery number 3. I will give
Number 3! Behind Roger Moore?
Yes,
absolutely. Who knows anything about Roger Moore? Roger Moore sucks.
Ian Fleming?
Yeah, fuck Ian Fleming. Fuck the Broccoli family.
Ian Fleming is.
Yes! Fuck the Broccoli family. Which the Broccoli
He created the Bond
I'm
film.
just kidding. I love the Broccoli family. I love
Ian
Broccoli. I love them. He was the writer of the fucking book.
There you go.
You cunt.
All the books. There you
Yes,
go.
exactly. But the Broccoli's came up with the concept. You can't. Are you even a James Bond fan?
Yes, I am. That's why I'm saying Roger
Moore.
Moore's number 2.
So,
if you want...
Connery is number 1.
No. Let's just say this. You randomly pick any Bond movie out of all the Bond movies available, the most likely one you're going to see is probably Roger Moore.
That doesn't mean that he's the best Bond.
No, it means he's been in the most, which is part of the reason why he says he's 2.
No,
Because he did it. He was
nothing to do with being the best Bond.
He created the character that we know on screen as being Bond.
To be fair, to be fair, gentlemen,
He
okay.
has so many movies playing Bond that's what Daniel Craig based it on.
That doesn't make him better.
Apparently,
Doesn't make it
fucking Pierce Brosnan never saw all those
Doesn't make it
movies
better.
because he's a piece of shit.
Doesn't make it better. So I've made more movies than
Pierce Brosnan has been in Bond films. Yes.
I've made more movies than most film directors. Does that make me the best film director?
That is not at all a comparable argument.
It is. No, because you're talking about because you said
Because
Roger
how
Moore.
many people know the name of the filmmaker versus the lead star?
Nobody knows Roger Moore.
Yes, they do.
No one knows Roger Moore.
Yes, they do. Can
No
they
one-
name who directed those movies? Fuck no.
No one is gonna know Roger Moore.
Hope
Yes,
you
they do.
guys at home
Well,
are
you're Sean
entertained
Connery.
by this. All right, guys. It's just evolving
Yes,
into
they will.
shouting at this point. All right,
Guys, they
so
will know
I just want
Bond
to throw out there
Sean
that
Connery.
I just want to throw out one.
You need
I just want to throw out.
to gain control of this conversation.
Okay,
You need
okay.
You need a
Yes,
trademark
you
here.
guys got okay. Ian Fleming didn't create Bond. The first. No. Listen to me. Let me finish my damn sentence. It's an autobiography because he was a spy himself, and he based the first couple books on actual things from his life.
But he wrote those books.
Congratulations.
Yes,
you must-
based on himself. So I just wanted
So
to
he
throw that
created
out.
the character of James Bond.
He was James Bond, basically.
Well, he created James.
What about Andrew Broccoli? Who's he?
The guy with a weird ass name.
What do you know about the Broccoli family, Carrie?
I actually don't
They
know
probably have
much about it. Isn't that like
I know you're in
the...
front of your computer right now. So
Are they
you can
part
look
of
it up.
the screenwriter or something for some of the first films? I can't remember who they are.
He was part of the Film Actors Guild.
The professor's professor of the Film Actors Guild.
All I'm saying is, no, Roger Moore is the most recognizable Bond out of all of them. Yes, he is.
No, you don't
Look
even.
at the body
You
of
don't
work.
even believe your lies.
Look at the body of work.
Dude. Ask anyone on the street who's James. When you think of James Bond, who do you think of?
Sean
What actor
Connery.
do you think of?
Most people think of Sean
Thank
Connery.
you. Sean
Roger
Connery.
Moore.
He just said, "There's no way. We'll do a test. We'll actually go out. I'll call you on your bluff right now.
It's not a bluff.
We'll go to Galleria. I was gonna say Arctar. I don't want to go to Arctar.
First of all, no, I don't want to
Let's
go
go to
to a
Galleria.
mall. You want to go to a mall where it's full of dumbass people and ask a question.
Where else
about-
do you want? Where do you want to go? You pick the place.
I don't even think that's a fair thing.
Let's go to a bar. So let's go to a bar.
No.
And I'll ask.
Look at the body of work is what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the audience. When you think of James Bond, who do you think of?
Roger Moore.
That's you. No one's gonna say
Or
Roger
Daniel
Moore.
Craig.
No one's gonna say Roger Moore.
No one's gonna say Pierce fucking Brosnan.
They'll say Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery, or Daniel Craig. Those
It's
are the
funny
three.
because it's
They'll
true.
say Sean Connery.
No one's gonna say Roger Moore.
No one's gonna say.
No one's gonna say Roger Moore.
We're gonna get a
I'm
Roger
sorry.
Moore before we get a fucking.
No one's
Pierce
gonna say
Brosnan.
Roger. Well, they're gonna
Yes.
say Timothy Dalton.
We'll
No.
get Timothy Dalton before we hear Pierce
Nobody's
Brosnan.
gonna say that. They're gonna say Sean Connery.
No, they're gonna
Daniel Craig. Number one will say Daniel Craig.
When you say Pierce Brosnan, all people think of is that stupid ass art heist movie and the stupid ass volcano.
What art heist?
Oh yeah, the Bosnian affair or something.
The Kincaid affair.
Kincaid affair. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the King. It was the Crown. It's the Thomas Crown affair.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Thomas Crown affair.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's not a great movie. Why should I have to memorize the name of the movie?
I'm taking you back to school.
Terrible movie.
School's in session, motherfuckers.
I at least seen the movie.
No, I didn't. You said it was a Timothy Dalton affair.
I remember it was a fair something.
What did you say for the King Crown? Kincaid.
Who's another actual famous painter. I don't know. Kincaid, all I know. I'm not an art fan. Okay?
All I know is there's nothing that's more.
It was an amazing movie. It was one of those films that HBO licensed and was constantly playing in the 90s.
I'll play you in the 90s. What?
That sounded oddly sexual.
Yeah, it was oddly sexual.
Gross, man.
What does that make you think about?
All right, let's go. So, next topic. Hopefully less
Next topic. No,
less passionate about.
Are you gonna yell about all of them again?
Yes, if I'm passionate about it.
What? Let's talk about love lives. How is your love life doing, Tremaine?
Oh my! You're asking me this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gays have never been more accepted than in today's society. That's great.
That's why we're celebrating the professor tonight. We're celebrating the professor tonight and his conquest of sexual men. Yeah, no, it's non-existent. That's what it is. That's what it is. So.
Yeah, I fired my personal chef like 6 months ago, aka my ex-girlfriend.
There you go. Yeah, no, like I have.
It was longer than that now. Yeah, it's been a while.
I have someone, but we're not official or anything like that. Or
his name's Gavin.
Well, that's not non-existent.
Well, yeah, I don't want to talk about it publicly. To be perfectly honest, Carrie, I've talked to you about this in private.
Oh, okay, all right.
Somebody.
I see.
Yeah, so there is kind of someone, but it's not anything.
It better not be that crazy bitch.
No, it's not the crazy bitch that we got off the phone with, which we weren't talking about. Carrie, you know who we're talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
That's already enough weeks.
No. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the professor's love life.
I already said there's not much there. I fired my personal chef a while ago, and I haven't found a new one.
All right. So, Mr. Martell, the millennial gentleman himself, what is your love life like?
I'm not seeing any gals right now. To be honest, with what I'm doing, I decide it's probably best if I'm not on the dating apps right now because they might try to I just expose.
Who's they, Carrie?
So
I keep hearing clicking in the background. Are you clicking with your mouse?
No, I'm messing with my bottle.
Have the dating apps actually paid off for you? Because I feel like they're a big waste of time, really, in my experience.
I've had some hookups, through dating apps before, and the past year and things like that. But no, so I'm here before I was traveling around with my Airstream trailer, but now I'm landlocked and I'm in my hometown, Newburgh, Oregon. And I'm exposed 2,000 plus people, most of which are women. Who just
that sounds like a good deal.
That's just the makeup of the group, right? But I expose them for creating what I think
they wear makeup, right?
I created a criminal conspiracy, and some of them are young women who could be on this app or know somebody who's on the app. So I haven't really been using the dating apps.
Are you saying young as an underage and they're trying to catch you on some shit?
No. Leon as in my, dateable age,
Okay,
range.
Okay.
So.
I wasn't sure what you were implying.
I'm still, I'm 39. I'm still a young man, so.
Yeah, so young.
Very young. Young at heart. Plus, I look a lot younger than I actually am, so I got that going for me.
It's a gift, isn't it?
But, no, I'm not really in a relationship or anything right now, and, to be perfectly honest, after my last one with the gal I was dating before in Phoenix, I'm a little bit burned out still. So
wow, so it sounds like we're all burned out from our exes, man. It's
no, I've let that shit go. I need a new ex.
Same.
I'm not saying that I'm still hung up on my ex. I'm just I'm not.
So you're still.
I don't want to. I don't want to jump into another situation like that. I want to be smart. No, I'm not traumatized. I just want to be intelligent about my next choice because I'm at that age.
That women are not intelligent.
I'm not that age where it's not enough just have the hookups. I need to try to start settling down, and have kids if I actually want to see those kids become grown before I die. So,
what are you talking? What kids? What kids are you talking?
I want to have kids. I want to have kids.
Well, then make kids, and then talk about when you're gonna die.
No, but I'm about to be 40 years old. So if I had children now, when they're 18 years old, I'm gonna be like almost 60, right?
You're gonna be 58. You'll be 58. That's how math works. So
right, almost 60. So that's only if I have them right now. If I keep going on years, I don't settle down, I'm just going to be that much older when they're finally grown. So what you're saying is you're looking to reproduce. You're looking to reproduce tonight. Well, not precisely tonight.
Yes, Carrie Martello. Any strong female women, ladies out there that are listening to this podcast, Carrie Martello is a entrepreneur. He is a gentleman, a millennial. He's a very smart guy, very smart guy, very funny guy. He will take care of your offspring that will be your children. Guys, make some babies with this man tonight. It has to be tonight. There's no other night.
I don't think it has to be tonight, but
well, whenever they're listening to it, it has to be that time. So hit him up immediately and have sexual intercourse with him and reproduce and make some babies.
I think there needs to be a marriage
can bring the millennial gentleman family to the world.
After that whole bit of nonsense, let's bring it back to a conversation.
That was all serious. That's no nonsense.
That's a pretty good sales pitch, though.
Hey, man, I was pitching you, man. Doesn't have to be immediate, let's get to know each other first.
No, you said tonight.
If you guys click,
that implies immediacy.
If you guys click,
So what about you, Tremaine? You looking to settle down, have any young, redheaded mini leprechauns in your future?
Absolutely.
The problem is that two men can't produce a child, so...
What?
Yeah, the professor was telling me about his problem because him and his boyfriend are having issues, so... Anyway, but for me and my girlfriend, female friend.
Oh, you do have one?
Which I'm gonna marry.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm talking about in the future. I don't have one right now. I'm just saying she has to be.
He's asking you about right now.
She has to be tanner than me, and she is. And
a shadow's pretty dark, sure.
Yeah, I will take a shadow, because in between that is something acceptable.
Okay.
In terms of tanning, it's perfect.
You're recording this, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm joking, guys. Jesus, I'm joking. You guys need to chill out. But seriously, though, my pale skin, I want my wife to be tan, I want her. I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. Is what I'm saying.
Are you trying to? You're hoping that there's going to be a balance of pigments. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want them to have freckles and.
You want to spend less on college than you do on suntan lotion.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And just being tan is this is better. It's being pale sucks. I'm just gonna say it's not ideal, I would say. So, anyway, so that's about it. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, fair enough. We're
working on
everybody's got their
documentary. Carrie. Cat Town, the cat documentary. I had to remind myself to promote. Bullshit.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you shamelessly plugging your new movie?
Yes, I'm shamelessly plugging my new movie.
Go ahead. He's got nowhere else to plug it. My new movie is
called Cat Town. The Cat Town story.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about Cat Town, which is
town full of cats.
I'm so glad you asked that question, Carrie Martell.
I hope it's about lesbians.
No, that's a different movie.
It does sound like it could be a film about lesbians.
It should be.
Really?
It should be.
You guys
Cat
are
Town?
disgusting. Get your dirty minds out of the gutter. Get your dirty, filthy mind out of the gutter.
Sounds like a name of a porno.
No, it's not. No, it's about a cat adoption center in Oakland, California that rehabilitates cats and makes them adoptable pets.
You're talking about pussy rehab?
Pussy rehab. Exactly, Patrick.
Wow, that sounds interesting. What's the name of it?
It's called The Cat Town Story. You can find it now on. You can find the trailer out now.
I have a totally different perspective of the name now.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do.
I just guaranteed this guy a little bit of profit by that little plug right there.
You gotta change the poster.
He's gonna make me all my money for saying those.
So now, Tremaine, you gotta change. I'm sorry, you gotta throw out the poster you got right now and change the poster to girls that are holding the cats and they're petting the cats, and now it's Cat Town. And make sure that they're
advertise it as pussy on pussy.
Oh God, you guys!
No, that's right. That's perfect. The tagline is
the reason why you guys are both single.
Perfect. He's right. No, listen. He's right. The tagline for the movie is in this town, it's pussy on pussy.
Pussy on pussy, motherfucker.
That's clickbait, if nothing else. You want to be successful? You sell shit to people.
I want to sell good shit to people.
That's how Pierce Brosnan made a career.
Pierce Brosnan is the second best Bond in Bond history. Can anyone dispute it? No. He's number 2. Sean Connery's number 1. Daniel Craig, a close but distant third. The movies, though, Daniel Craig is number 1 by far. The movies that Daniel Craig was in, because he's an actor, he was only in these movies. He was blessed to be talented with these filmmakers that made these movies. So you got to understand, it's a filmmaker, not the Bond, you guys. This is another lesson for the professor and for Mr. Martell. I'm teasing you guys. I'm teasing you guys a lot. Mr. Martell, take it away.
Well, I mean, there's fairness to that, right? The lines that the actor is given and the guidance does impact their performance. That's fair assessment. But we can still judge them by, what they actually did during the actual production, what was actually shown. Now, in fairness, some of the takes, maybe their best takes aren't always shown. It's an editorial decision. But it is what it is, right? So, there. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
We were listening to you.
There's a lot that goes... filmmaking is a collaborative process, and I think people often forget that there are other takes, and then some of the better takes may not have been used. And wouldn't that just, piss you off if you're like, oh man, they used my worst take in the film, and I had this much better take. The actors have no input on this stuff. Sometimes directors don't even get input because of the frickin' way that everything's so unionized. The editors are different than the directors. So, and sometimes editorial control goes away from the director, it goes to the producers. And the producers, if they got shit taste, then they're going to use the bad takes. So
that's why you got to own your own stuff.
That's why you got to own your own stuff, exactly. You're 100% agreement on that.
I wish Tremaine would stop muting us here, because every time he mutes himself, he mutes me. Dickhead.
He wasn't trying to talk. You're trying to make...
What's your opinion, Professor? You just muted him again. I was gonna let him have his say. Tremaine, we got it. Tremaine, are you there? Are you guys fighting over control of the phone?
It's his fucking phone, and clearly who has control?
Exactly. I have control. I have control, motherfucker. I have control.
All right. In fairness, let's let the professor give his input on this matter.
Okay. I'm going to let the professor give his input.
No, he's not. He's going to mute my shit.
I'm not. No, take the input. Don't mute it.
I've ranted so much that I have no idea. I don't even know what I'm supposed to...
You just muted him again. Come on. We're 49 minutes into the podcast, Tremaine. Okay, I gotta start wrapping this up.
This fucking guy. He did it again.
He did. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it is kind of funny.
It is. I get it. I should have called in on my own phone, I guess, but this is just the price of anonymity, which is all right. I forget what I was supposed to give an opinion on because, again, I ranted for so long and no one heard it. But
so about actors' performances and how they're presented on the films, and whether or not their best takes are always used, and if the director has input, like the fractioning of tasks in the collaborative film process, and how that ends up creating what the films are. Because sometimes, films get re-edited and they're way better when they're re-edited. The director's cut version, they use the different takes for scenes. They were much better takes than maybe what made
they're not
the
always
first.
better, but sometimes yes.
Yeah.
I guess that my bigger thing is that I would agree for the most part of that to the either writer or director, whoever has the bigger vision, because an actor who is acting in a scene, as much as they need to, do their best, give it their all, try to play it the way they see it, it might not be what is the bigger vision for the whole picture, right? So there is something to be said about the overall, something is, or I forget the exact saying. What is it? One piece is, or 10 pieces are not as much as the sum of all those parts, right?
Right.
Everything put together is what it is, and that one piece cannot really be like determined by, I guess, the actor so much versus how it compares against to the whole rest of the production,
Exactly, I agree with that. It's a collaborative process, and a lot of people, they focus on the director's name and the actors' names, and they forget that there's way more people involved in the process that also make creative choices. Editors have a huge amount of influence over how everything looks, and sound designers and everything else. Like there's so much there.
They're not there for the on-site shoot at all, right?
Yeah. But it's how everything's assembled.
Disconnected.
How everything's assembled changes how the film ultimately comes across to the viewer in the final product. You can take those same scenes and add different music and totally change the entire mood of it. One of the things I love about YouTube is people make like the parody trailers for stuff. They'll make like Mary Poppins, and they'll re-edit things so that's like a horror film trailer, right? Like you can take the same footage and you can edit it in a different way. It has a totally different feel to it. There's so much power.
And even beyond the editing, even more so, just the music itself is such a big part of a scene, right?
Right.
You take the same thing that is the same shot delivered by the same actors, and you put 3 different music type tracks on them, it's going to read totally different.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single way, versus having the same music with 3 different scene shots behind it, right? It is going to way more vary your opinion to that scene based on the music versus what you're actually looking at.
100% agreement. There's so much that goes into filmmaking. It is a collaborative process. There's some people that have more influence, but there's, a lot of the people that have a tremendous amount of influence, they're often not discussed within film theory, the general way that film theory is discussed, especially by the dime a dozen movie reviewers all over YouTube and, in media and everything else.
Well, that's also like the detriment of film theory, right?
Yeah.
Is that you have so many people that are educated in it that everyone's a fucking expert. And where does that really get you?
Yeah.
Fucking Argo got movie of the year. That was the worst thing I'd ever seen.
They definitely have certain things that the Academy likes more than others. And there's a lot of politics involved in that too, which often does not get discussed. So there's just a lot of things about the industry that the general public just doesn't know much about. And I'm not going to say I'm like deeply entwined in all of it, but I've been at least on the surface of the avalanche, not the avalanche, but the
Yeah.
The glacier. So.
Avalanche.
Oh, Tremaine's back.
Yeah.
Hey, hey now. What have you guys been talking about? Bullshit.
Talking about life, love, and all that other good stuff.
And happiness.
No, not about happiness. There's no happiness.
Talking about
here.
Stella getting her groove back.
That's right.
Penis.
No one said penis
The
until you
professor
got
said penis is what he said. That was you. You just said that you were talking about penis.
Yep,
and he emphasized penis when he said it.
We sure were.
He emphasized.
Where's your mind,
penis.
Tremaine?
I'd have it no other way.
You emphasized that.
Yes, that was
All right,
me.
guys. Well, we're getting to 55 minutes. It's probably long enough for a podcast.
Gary's had enough for once in his life.
I know.
Gary's had enough.
I'm just trying to make it digestible to the folks at home. So let's wrap this up with one final short discussion for the next, maybe 15 minutes.
15? I thought he meant to say 1 minute. I thought he meant, wrap it up.
Give everybody a hot 60.
I'm giving you guys time to get your feelings out, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk about one more final item
Okay.
about the film industry. What is your favorite thing about work in entertainment?
Are you gonna start this?
No, you guys can share. I'll come at the end.
Who do you want to go first?
You guys can't pick? Eeny, Miny, Mo will be Tremaine.
Okay. All right. What was the question? Sorry.
What's your favorite thing about working in entertainment? Why are you in this lifestyle, which is not always, kind to us?
It's always kind to us.
That's your answer.
I don't know. It's fun, man, because it's so much fun. I don't know. It's sick. Are you kidding me? It's legit. It's amazing. So, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, just gotta keep going. Just gotta keep going, Mr. Martell.
Okay.
Yes.
How about you, Professor?
I wish I could say it was educating people, but apparently not enough people listen to the message, and that's the problem. That's why I need to keep professing. But all jokes aside, it's there's a freedom in pursuing an art. This is clearly an art, and the outlook on life and the way that you just are able to.
Whoa, that was weird.
That was weird. Overall approach. Your everyday changes so much versus when you're in a, say a day job or, working at McDonald's or a minimum wage deal, or you just, you spend so much time somewhere where you really don't want to be there, and then it drains you, and having the freedom of being able to put that time into what you do want to do is the real freedom to me.
Perfect. So with me, when I was young, I just wanted to be a filmmaker. I just really enjoyed stories, and I thought I had a lot of original ideas, and I wanted to communicate those. But, when I was young, I didn't have any original ideas. It was basically something I'd heard from somebody else, and I was super passionate about. Now that I'm a lot older, I think I have more wisdom to me, and the quality of my stories has gotten better. And I think film is a really fun, film's a really fun process of making stuff, right?
You sound like you're depressed about this, man.
No, I mean, there's definitely, I've had a lot of failed projects, so there's definitely some regrets. Who cares,
though? When you have fun doing it.
But
right?
you have a blast. Right, exactly. You have a blast. That's this creative process. It's fun. And I really enjoyed that process and telling the stories. And there's some types of stories that are true. I loved making documentaries. And I miss doing that. I want to do that more of it. And I guess in some ways right now I'm kind of doing a documentary. But
dude, you're documenting, dude. You're literally documenting.
Yeah, so that's why I did it. We still got some time here. What's most frustrating for you guys about the film industry, and specifically trying to do the film industry on the level that we're doing with new media and kind of on the outskirts of the big studios, doing things outside of the studio system. What's most frustrating for you about that?
Be like me and have to change your persona. do what you do and speak behind the backs of everybody, I guess. It's like going to a liberal college.
Kissing ass. Just say kissing ass.
Put your head down, get the work done, and no, don't kiss ass.
You don't want to kiss ass.
Put your head down, get the work done, and thrive on their stupidity.
That doesn't sound like a frustrating thing. It just sounds like
it's the most frustrating.
Is it? Because you got to keep your mouth shut, right? Oh, I can see it. Okay, I get it now.
The high road is a very, very silent road. Trust me, you can't say what you want whatsoever because things will happen. But you still believe in what you do, so you got to ride on that road. That's a tough balance, and censoring yourself every day, every time you're around people that it matters. It's almost like living two lives. Really is.
Is that what you want to do? Do you want to live two lives your whole life?
No. I sacrifice the daytime or those times that I have to do it, and know that I just will be who I am and enjoy myself outside of it, because it provides the ability.
You know who you are. You know what.
Of course. And it's not like I cater to or agree with them. I just keep my mouth shut if I know it ain't the right time.
Right.
It's not that hard to do. I just work with a bunch of idiots.
Right.
Fair enough. Sometimes, people have to, sometimes they just have to get along with other people, and the only way you can get along and accomplish the goal is to compromise, and that's the difference between... It's
not compromising. You got a job to get done.
Well, it's kind of a compromise, but it's not I'm not making a moral judgment by saying compromise. I'm making, you want to say something, but you can't, because you'll destroy what you're trying to do. So you compromise by withholding those thoughts because they're not related to the goal. I hope that makes sense.
Well, you compromise by going by the professor and getting the job done in a scene that you don't agree with. You still make that money.
You make that money, honey.
How about you, Tremaine?
What was the question?
What's the most frustrating aspect of working in entertainment there in Hollywood, and especially within the walks that we take? Right,
we're in the cult-like behavior and mentality of the Hollywood scene.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. It's like there was no Hollywood scene. Like for me, rideshare, it had zero Hollywood.
You filmed it in Hollywood.
Yeah, zero Hollywood intentions.
But it was
zero
Hollywood
intentions.
You filmed it in L.A.
Well, it never played in a big theater. It wasn't like a massive.
Well, sure. But you still work you still work in the film industry area and the culture and
Hollywood
the people.
Reporter didn't write an article about rideshare.
Sure.
No. Right. So it wasn't Hollywood.
But is that the standard of measurement for you? Is that?
I don't think that's
the thing. Is, for me, I'm like, fuck Hollywood. I don't know. It's like I kind of want to make my own Hollywood. I just want to make my own Hollywood.
You filmed it in Los Angeles, in the culture that exists, and even if you're not part of the studio system.
Well, the culture, regardless, dude. You can't just think about the culture. It's like, I don't know. It's like I love it, and I don't know. It's like you work hard to do your own thing, and that's really what you want to do. So that's.
But what's the worst part? Is he saying?
For me, stress about money is definitely the fucking worst part because I just have it. As an anchor.
That's always a thing, though.
But for me personally, that's
dude,
my.
Money's a concern to Mark Cuban. He's a billionaire. Money's a concern to everybody.
Right. But I think it would be less of a concern if I was a billionaire.
Yeah, but you mean.
You?
Yeah, because the concern wouldn't be, do I have enough money in the bank?
No, it would be keeping that money, which is a concern.
That's not as bad as keeping money in the bank. I don't think. That's my personal, answer. Everyone else has their own answer.
What you gotta do is you gotta master the art of fundraising, Tremaine. That's what it's all about. You gotta be like Canon Films, right? Like you gotta sell people on a movie poster.
Yeah,
this is how pornos work.
Dude, I know. I have my fucking pitch video shot, okay? I have it shot. And I have it scripted. But, like, it's so fucking frustrating on my computer. I'm looking to upgrade my computer, so... and then also I'm waiting on another fucking investment, which is why the whole Cindy thing, I got stressed out about that, because her investment would have made,
You shouldn't have said her name, but yeah.
Like Sydney, like in Scream. Sydney.
Yeah.
Hello, Sydney.
No.
Sydney. What's your favorite scary movie?
What he really said is she's got sick knees.
Yeah, she's got sick knees.
Right. I'm sure that'll convince her.
That was what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
So sick.
Dude, it's weird, man. Like, I don't know. I'm in a weird spot, to be honest, guys. And I'm just drinking for my birthday weekend.
Yes. Happy birthday, Trey.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to wrap up this podcast for tonight. It's been an hour and 6 minutes, probably long enough for a podcast. Thank you everybody for watching. And check out, I'm going to have a link here in the description for Tremaine Hayhoe's stuff here. You can check out his movies. Some of them are actually good, so you can definitely watch them. Any final words, guys, to the audience for getting this far?
Thanks for putting up with us,
Thanks
I guess.
for putting up with us. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
That's all I would say.
Click like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right.